You can see a little bit better now? Oh, it's because you fucked around with the,
I didn't fuck around.
oh, that was like another shutter. The shutter. There you go. We fucking forgot the mic on top too. Oh, shit. We're waiting for Rico Taylor. There's no parking spots, bro. I don't know what to say right now.
I'm the doorman. I'm gonna check out my IDs and stuff, bro. Before you get in, and check IDs. Make sure you're under 21.
How you feeling, Alex?
Right there.
Feeling good, feeling good.
You think you can fit here?
I'll try.
All right.
Nah, that's tight.
This is the Rico challenge.
That's tight right there.
Get a motherfucking parallel park.
I'm the DPS office. I'm making sure giving out the license and stuff. Seeing if you're official for the Numbers podcast.
That's a check.
Oh, Rick, I think you got it. We're testing out your parking skills. Sometimes you gotta give a little bump and push. Have you ever played Grand Theft Auto, GTA? Sometimes you gotta give a little push in this car.
I'm gonna get out.
Hey Rico, you know what? Just park right there, next, like on that side, yeah. Our guests are having a hard time parking. I don't know what to say. What? Do we need to like valet down for next time?
I always park right there on that.
Don't you ever come up out the cracks and try to tell me how to get it poppin' really. Way too motherfucking educated.
Cool. I'm good, bro. I feel like we're on casting couch over here.
Oh shit!
Hey, come on! Hey, bro! You can't do that, man.
It's going off the cliff. You got one guy who's just crushing this huge company.
Bro, yeah, they were talking about how like Joe Rogan on average daily gets more viewers than CNN.
It's 12 million, right? A day.
Or some crazy ass shit like that.
crazy.
A podcast, a hit, or something like that.
They're struggling.
That's the new news in the era. If you think about streaming, because it's like it feels more organic and it feels different. You know what I'm saying? It's like just like I gotta tune in the news and watch somebody, telling like reading off some script. Like that's not scripted on a podcast.
And the thing about that is they're telling you what they want you to
want to know, hear.
Right? They have so much other hidden agendas, and I truly feel when you listen to Rogan, you're getting opinions from everybody, right?
Yeah,
and more knowledge, instead of trying to put you to think one way or the other, which is crazy.
And it's always like having that open mind and just questioning things, like you think different ways of perspective, you know what I'm saying? Not just like, we're just going to shove it down. This is how you should be thinking and stuff. It's more like opening the mind and stuff.
Well, shit, not even that. It also allows people to get a better in-depth knowledge or just get to understand the people they're interviewing. Right? So, for example, like these athletes, just anybody in general, what they're thinking, how they think, and whatever information they spit out. I think that's really entertaining, or it's a new piece of content that we're all consuming, right? So, for example, people like, for example, see you on social media. They see you living this lifestyle, doing big things, starting a business here and there. Bro, how many people, your time is extremely limited. You don't really have an opportunity to talk to every single body, right? Every single day. So this is like a form of content where they can actually sit down with Rico Taylor and,
And what's cool about you saying that is a lot of times it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday night. We're slam busy, and someone wants to come and have this conversation with me, right?
Yeah.
And man, I try to talk to them for as brief as possible, but it's impossible for me to. Hey, like I'm slam right now, working.
Yeah.
This conversation, I can't have this with you right now. It's loud. There's so much more that goes into it.
They get all offended and shit when you can't.
I try to put to them nice, like, hey man, like I'm busy right now. I can't really break things down. For me to give you my game plan, I don't know how I got here or how it happened, but these quick little things, you know what I mean? It's tough to give people that time. And you bring that up, I said that is a good idea. I guess someone say, hey, go listen to the podcast. You get to hear it.
Man, because it's so organic, and we just I wanted to get to know the person outside of that, because that's the scenery. You go over there to meet people to just be social with them and stuff. Like outside of that, it's like, man, will you drop it down with them? Like, you know what I'm saying? Get them at least an hour 45, man. That's all the time. But we take advantage of those time because we know, like, hey, that dude's always moving. So we always know, like, respecting your time and stuff, man. So
bro, and that's the biggest thing. So real quick, I mean, we're already rolling, so I appreciate it, man. So real quick, for anybody who's out there watching, Rico Taylor, literally one of the biggest bosses here in Dallas. Like that's my own, opinion, but big time entrepreneur. He's out here just doing big things, man. I think you're like the king in Dallas when it comes to the nightlife.
Oh wow.
So just real quick, Rico Taylor is part of the Soul Clutch Group, which owns Loom, the sporting club. You're coming up with Vice Park, that's going to be coming here in Deep Ellum. Concrete Cowboy, Clutch. You guys are going to be opening the Betty out there in Austin.
Yep.
So that's for anybody who's watching. If you ever came across one of these, bars or clubs, this is the man right here that's, behind all that. So welcome, man. Welcome.
Appreciate it for having me,
Welcome
man.
to the Numbers podcast.
I love it. Love it.
That's awesome, man. It sounds like you just expanding and moving in like these cities and stuff. Like, do you feel like it's like, do you like target these cities like specifically?
Well, not even that. Well, shit. Like, well, first things first, right? I respect that, but I just want to talk about something, right? I know you're hosting the UFC fight this past weekend, man. What was your thoughts on that front kick knockout?
Man, that's crazy,
Yo, that shit was crazy.
Crazy, man. I'm telling you.
Were you there watching it or like?
No. When the fights are on, I sit there and I watch them.
Okay.
Yeah. So I that's why Cowboy games and fights, and now Mavs playoffs. I'm going crazy.
Bro, they're 2-2 right now, right?
Yeah.
Hold on, it's game
tonight.
Yeah. Here in Dallas or?
No, it's in Phoenix at 9 p.m.
Okay.
Okay.
So you ready for it?
Oh yeah. So when it comes to like Cowboys, Mavs playoffs, UFC, man, I get into it, and I like to put a little bit of money on it just to make it a little bit more spicy. Get a little bit more invested into it.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, UFC is the best product in sports, man. I feel it's like the most raw, most real thing in sports right now. So every single one of those fights we always have, and more so, it's just because I enjoy it and I want to be there and watch those fights.
Well, shit, you don't even know what you're like. It's like almost the unexpected. Yeah. Like it's so exciting,
right?
And you never know, somebody's gonna probably get KO'd with a fucking front kick, man. Did you ever do martial arts, MMA, or anything like that?
I messed with it a little bit. I did a little jiu-jitsu, a little Muay Thai.
Bro, stop playing.
Nothing crazy though. Nothing crazy. Not as much.
Let me find out. Rico's a black belt, bro.
Chill out, man.
No, nothing.
Hey, he was he'd be bouncing people off. He owning bars and bouncing people himself.
Not as much as I wish I would have. I wish I'd have stayed more consistent with it.
Okay.
I got busy, stuff like that. I was more football, basketball. But nah, man, I've always liked it. I grew up in Santa Fe, New Mexico, where you're in the streets and you're fighting and you're doing that.
Yeah,
so I kind of grew up around it and
Yeah.
a little, kind of living it. But man, now I enjoy watching it. It's modern day gladiators. You know what I mean? It's the closest thing to that.
Bro, so ever since I met Rico, and it was through Mel Sanders.
Yep. Sanders Fit, baby. Shout out.
Exactly,
Sanders Fit.
man. Out here, the biggest, performance center.
Yep.
Your energy. One thing I always caught from you, you always have consistent energy, which I think is pretty big when it comes to especially operating a business. Man, what motivates you, bro? So like everybody sees you doing big shit, always expanding. What motivates Rico Taylor?
Man, I want to grow this company to something huge, man. I want people to look at it and see Soul Clutch Group and be like, man, that's one of the biggest entertainment hospitality companies in the country. That's that's my goal. And more than the money, more than all that, is just being able to build a staff, build these people's careers, and see them grow behind me and in front of me, whatever it is, and just see the process, man. That's what I love. I love the process from starting the concept till when it's open. Even building all that, like all that stuff, just it's so cool. You learn so much about it. I've learned so much about construction. I've learned so much about dealing with city permits. Like I have a PhD in all this stuff now. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's every day there's a challenge. So every day I wake up, it's not like, oh man, I'm gonna chill today. There's always something in this business that I could fix or do better. And that's what keeps me going. That's what keeps the energy.
Man, I want to take a step back, and where you're talking about permits, I think that is probably one of the biggest bottlenecks when it comes to a business, being able to open. And you're super optimistic. And I remember meeting Rico whenever it was around the pandemic, in the middle of it. Yeah. As of if the pandemic did not happen, I think Vice Park should have been open by now, right?
100%.
So speak about that, man. Like, what did the pandemic do to business owners like yourself? And I know for sure during the pandemic, the nightlife scene was probably hit the hardest. How did you survive that?
So a couple things, man. We're fortunate, and my business partner has a big part of doing this. Is we're a no debt company, and what that means that means is every month we pay off our debt completely. So it's not like we keep debt on our company. We don't keep debt on our books. What we make, we pay the debt. What's left over, we disperse to investors and ourselves. So not having debt, not owing the banks, not owing certain things money, completely saved us. So we're able to talk to our landlords, be like, hey, we're shut down now. Could we push the rent to the back of the lease? Could we add it to when we get open again? And everyone worked with us as much as possible, and we were able to come out of it unscathed. You know what I mean? And as you knew, because you were there with me at Sporting Club, we were actually building during the process, which people thought I was crazy. Like, why are you guys doing construction right now, man? Like, everyone thought the world was over, right?
Yeah,
like,
pretty much, yeah.
To me, there's times I was like, man, what am I doing? Like, every week, you see, you go to Whole Foods and they're letting 10 people in at a time. Everyone's wearing masks, and it's like a different time to be around, man. So, we knew that it's going to come to an end eventually. We're blessed to be in Texas, and we got to open up earlier than everywhere else. Texas and Florida, super lucky. And we just knew we had to keep it going, man. We had to keep growing it and kind of go with it day by day.
Bro, so Rico, I mean, whenever I first initially met him, bro, he's subconsciously, without you even communicating to me, I was like, bro, this dude is one of the biggest risk takers there is. Yeah. Because while during the pandemic, in the middle of it, they were getting slapped with, hey, curfews and all that. A lot of people, they folded or they played it safe. And this is what Rico was saying. This motherfucker was the only one that was like, you know what? All in. Like, literally, like, bro.
All in on 20.
Bro, everybody was inside scared. Rico's like, I'm not probably going to be able to open both nightclubs, right?
Yeah.
Establishments, but goddamn it, I'm going to open one of them. Yeah. And, bro, speak about that. Because one book I'm reading right now is The 50th Law by Robert Greene and 50 Cent. The whole theory behind the book is becoming fearless. A lot of people, I think that's what holds them back. Right. The ability to become fearless, being able to take risk. And that's entrepreneur one-on-one. Shit pops up every single day. As big of a problem like where the city's shutting you down, all the way down to somebody probably not fucking showing up or doing their part, right? So speak on that risk taking and being fearless.
Well, man, it's like, it's funny because it's kind of cliche. Is fear real? I don't know. I don't think fear is real, right?
Yeah.
What is it? An emotion? Is it what, like when you're a kid and you turn off the lights, you're scared. Is that real? There's nothing in there. Huh. So that's what I look at as fear, man. You can't be fearing things, man. You got to go out there. You got to put it out there. And with the right energy, the right mindset, everything's going to work out. And it always has for me. So, and with that said, you got to take risks, man. You got to bet on yourself. You got to believe in yourself. You got to believe that things are gonna get. And like I said, they've always worked out. We've always been on the right side of that.
Were you like always like a risk taker? Like, where did you get that from? Like, was that always like a thing that you grew up in, and like, I'm gonna take risk and stuff? Or
as a kid, I was a bonehead. You know what I mean? Like, I would get on a bike. They put training wheels on it. That day, I'm like, let's take these training wheels off. You always want to take that next step, right? And that's like real talk, you know what I mean? And then, I'm on that bike. I'm like, I want to learn how to do backflips. So I'm trying to do backflips, landing on my head, you know what I mean? So just as a kid, maybe I just got brain damage or something, but it evolved from that to more and more. And, and I don't fear anything, you know what I mean? At the end of the day. And whether that means being poor again, being broke again, starting over again, like that don't scare me, you know what I mean? Because I know no matter what, I'm always gonna land on my feet, and I'll always be able to recover and either get farther or get back to where I was at.
Yeah. Wow.
And I think that's a powerful trait because as a leader, consciously or subconsciously, the rest of the group picks up on that, right? So especially if you're in charge, right? You're the one that's making sure everyone's gonna have a paycheck at the end of the day. Right. They want to believe, they want to see the guy at top that's going all in and being fearless and taking risks. But I think that's probably one of the most important things where people like working for you, man. Right? People like working with somebody who's like there. Like, bro, there's like, I can't think of one night that you're not in the business there. Like, if it's the one in Fort Worth, if it's the one in Frisco, if it's the one here in Dallas, like this dude every single night, like there's different owners where they sit back, AKA being a skybox, watching everything operate. Now, this dude's like literally one of the hands-on every single night, making sure their staff is good. Speak on that a little bit. Like, I know you like to employ great team members and so forth, but do you see that? Do people come up to you and say, hey, Rico, man, I really appreciate you, bro. Like, you're a real one, if that makes sense.
Man, it's crazy that people notice that. And, if it doesn't happen once, 2, 3 times a night, people come up to me and they're like, man, you're the hardest worker in Dallas, you know what I mean? And to me, that's a big compliment because people are coming into my venues, spending money, and it's not cheap,
Yeah.
It's not cheap. I'll be the first one to tell you, going out in Dallas, going out anywhere is not cheap. They're in there spending their hard work money and telling me I'm the hardest working person in Dallas. You know what I mean? There's not a bigger compliment than that. But to me, like, I love being there, man. Like, I live it, dude. I live it. I live it. I live the highs. I live the lows. I learn every day. I learn every night. I learn from the staff. I learn, you know, it's my passion for it is, it's beyond anything I ever had. Like, I love it, man. This is my life. It's what I do. I love it.
So like, how did you get into like the industry? Like, were you always passionate? Like, did you have like a thrive? Like, hey, I'm gonna be in this. This is what I want to do and stuff from the get go. Or like, were you exposed somebody like a mentor and stuff? Like, how did you like get in this whole scenery of like the live night?
So it was kind of weird as a child. My grandparents raised me. I moved with my grandparents when I was 3rd grade, and my grandmother owned restaurants, like New Mexico style restaurants. No crazy alcohol, not bars, nothing like that, but just like real restaurants, you know. And you know, since I was in 3rd, 4th, 5th grade, I was a busboy in those restaurants. I'd tell them during the summer, I'd work all summer, buy a bike, buy whatever I needed, and I just always enjoyed being in it, man. I enjoyed the action. I enjoyed being in the back of the house and talking shit to the kitchen staff. You know what I mean? You know, just it was cool. I liked it, but you know, I never thought growing up, like high school, like I want to own a restaurant, I want to own a bar. I really didn't. You know, I went to college, kind of did my thing. Tried out a different couple careers, moves. You know, I wanted to go work for a bank. I tried that out. I hated it. I did a little construction. That wasn't for me. And then I started working a door at a nightclub, man. And it sounds weird or whatever, but like from that point on, I was like, dude, I want to get into this industry and at a bigger level. Yeah. And at that point, I was like, oh, I want to be a bartender now. You know what I mean? And it's kind of build my way in that up until a general manager, up into an owner. But I just, from the first time I stepped on that and I had the power of being that door guy and meeting those people, you know, I was like, this is what I want to get into.
Wow, that's awesome, man. Yeah. So I feel like to be in the position where you at right now, it's like you got to be a bouncer to a bartender, and then you're making moves from there. It's like, hey, before you become the chef, you got to know how to wash the dishes and stuff. It's some like that. It's the same formula, but in like a different the industry and stuff.
Bro, you hit it on the head, man. And I think in our industry especially, you have to learn all the positions in order to be a real boss, man. Because you don't. It's hard to teach someone or show someone if you've never done it in this. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, and you know, how are you gonna tell a bartender that they're doing something wrong if you never made the drinks? Yeah. Or how are you gonna tell the busser that he's poured at the table doing the wrong thing if you've never done that? You know what I mean? Or how are you gonna tell security how to handle a situation if it's tough, man. So until you've done those positions in this industry, I think it's super tough to get up to a big level in it.
Man, so speaking about that, right? You literally started from the bottom, working your way up. It wasn't all fucking glitz and glamour. So what's one of the worst experiences you ever had, like thinking about, right? Because, I mean, unless it's always been straight up rocket shot, what was like that you can think of, man? What's one time where you were like, man, this is probably not gonna fucking work, or a crazy story that, you know, most people don't know when it comes to Rico Taylor?
Yeah. So I'm in college and I'm working at a hotel called the Biltmore in Phoenix, Arizona. Super popular hotel. I just got a job there as a bar back for the events. So I'm pretty stoked with this job. You know what I mean? I'm working there, making decent money for about a week. Boom, 9/11 hits. You guys remember that, obviously, right? Yeah. I get laid off immediately. Not only did I get laid off there, I can't find a job nowhere because Phoenix is such a tourist city. Yeah. No one's traveling anymore because they're afraid to fly on planes, right? As you would expect. So, you know, I'm struggling trying to find a job, this and that. And it's, you know, that was one of those instances. Another time was I finally got hired at a place called CNBC, which was a little hotspot in Arizona, in Phoenix, where we used to get all the athletes, man. Like Allen Iverson used to go there, Stephon Marbury, Amari Stoudemire, all these people that I would have never got to meet. And I'm at the door, right? And I'm doing well there, making a lot of money, learning the business, this and that. One night I'm at the door, and I see a guy kind of chasing after the car. I hear something fall. It's like metal, right? I'm like, oh shit, what's going on? So I'm kind of watching. As the car's driving off, the guy reaches in the window, shoots the guy 3 times in the head, right in front of me, about 50 yards away from me.
Oh, damn.
Kills the dude in front of the bar. bar immediately shut down. So I went from, being on cloud 9 of this position to some guy just getting murdered at a nightclub in front of me and the business being shut completely. But, just little stuff like that, I've learned from, I've seen it. There's not much that happens at a nightclub or bar that I haven't experienced or seen. So, including some of that.
Murder is not a little thing.
Right, man, it's crazy.
That is insane.
Yeah, so one of the ASU football players got shot by one of the an alumni football player over a girl. Crazy, right?
Yeah. Women, man, women. Y'all see that? You see that? Y'all better watch out, man.
Yeah, just certain instances like that. You're around the nightlife and stuff like that. Unfortunately, it comes with certain places, but it's kind of what it is.
How are you able to stay relevant, to keep people coming back and so forth, man? Like, if you don't adapt, right, you die. Mm-hmm. So speak on that. How are you able to continue expanding into different cities?
And I kind of experienced that recently. I had Concrete Cowboy, I had Clutch Air, a couple years back, and they were monsters. They were Dallas Nightlife. We opened those up. They changed Dallas Nightlife completely. As those were prospering and killing it, we went to other cities. We went to Chicago, went to Houston, went to Austin, went to Frisco, and then we circled back to open up Sporting Club in Bloom, right? Mm-hmm. So we opened up Sporting Club in Bloom, and Bloom is just doing great, but Sporting Club's not catching on, right? And I'm like, what do I do? What do I do? And as about 3 months ago, I did what I want to do. I kind of followed what the designers did on Sporting Club before and try to make it work. And people were not taking to it, I'm gonna be honest with you. So what I do, I knock out the windows, I put big garage doors in there, I put a big square bar in the middle, I wrap the couches around. I basically make it what Concrete Cowboy was, but with new aesthetic, better sound system, more TVs, better LED screens. I make it a better version of that with the same layout. Mm-hmm. The minute I do that, the place fucking skyrockets, takes off. So the biggest lesson was, don't ever be afraid to make changes, right? Like, don't let your pride, don't let whatever holds you back. You got to make changes. In every single business, you got to adjust. If you're afraid to adjust, you're never going to make it in any business. Mm-hmm. So it's a big thing for me. Like, pride's cool and all that shit, but you got to adjust things to make things work.
Wow. Damn, did you have something? No. So kind of want to transition. Appreciate that. Want to transition into, what you do on a daily basis, your personal life, man. Are you into cars, vehicles? I know that's one thing that Nan was talking about. He was scrolling through your Instagram. He goes, what?
I was like, I got the money question, man. Like, you like cars, man? Yeah. Like, I'm a simple guy. I just need a car from point A to point B. But knowing you, like, you seem like a car guy.
Man, I'm sorry. I just played you and brought the Raptor today, right?
Yeah, I was like, man, pull up. I was like, pull up. Like, hey,
bro, that's still like a $70,000.
Yeah. I was like, today he want to feel USA. He got that pride. He American. He got to pull up with that Ford.
Yeah, so I'm a Raptor guy. That's my day-to-day. I've had 3 of them. Every 2 years I get a new one, and I'll probably always do that. But I have some of the other cars I have is I have a Ferrari F8, which is awesome. I have a G-Wagon 4x4 squared, which is cool. And then I just bought the Lamborghini Urus.
Ooh. Get the fuck out of here,
bro.
Hey, that man only drive foreign cars except the Raptor. You know what I'm saying? For me, if I'm spending $500,000 on a car, on a foreign car, man, it better come with a foreign woman, man. I'm not gonna lie. Hey, the miles gotta be 0 miles. It ain't you don't want it 50,000 miles. It's too high.
The woman 0 miles of the car.
Oh, both.
Good luck.
Oh man, bro.
Yeah, so I love cars. All my cars are white. Black rims, so I have a Type, but yeah.
What about the inside? Do you care about the inside? What the interior looks like?
I change it up for the most part. What do we have? The G-Wagon, the Urus, and the Raptor are black, and then the Ferrari F8 has red interior. Kind of change it up a little bit on that one, just a little pop. I've never had a car with red interior, so I love it though.
That shit sounds nice. You're gonna have to give us a tour on that shit or something, bro. That shit sounds.
I need to get in these cars, man. I gotta be in these foreign, bro.
You got it, man. You got car, bro. Cars are lovely, and the crazy thing about cars right now is the only time in our life that's ever gonna happen where they're going up in value. It's insane.
Yeah, for the longest, they're always like a depreciating asset.
Nope,
like
not no more.
But nah.
Every single one of those cars are worth more than when I bought them.
Bro, you know what I heard it's pretty difficult to try to, own a Ferrari. Like, there's a process behind that. What's your experience, man? How the hell were you able to get a Ferrari? Of course, you got to have the finances, but I hear it's a little bit more difficult to obtain a Ferrari.
So I'll tell you how. For me, this is how it started. I wanted a Ferrari. That was the first car I ever wanted when I was going to get a exotic, right? So I go to the Ferrari dealership. I'm in there. This is how I dress. I wear some shorts, tank top, t-shirt, pair of Jordans. That's me. I go in there, kind of looking around. I'm in there for 30 minutes, still looking around. No one talks to me, dude. No one's looking at me. No one's talking to me. So after about 45 minutes, I'm like, screw that. I get in my car. I drive across the freeway over to Lamborghini. I walk in a Lamborghini, and those guys are nice to me, talking to me, this and that. That's when the Huracans first came out.
Yeah.
There's a brand new Huracan on the floor. I said, I want that car. The guy looked at me like, yeah. I said, I want it. I bought it that day. My first exotic Lamborghini, drove it, this and that. And from there on, I was like, I'm stick with Lamborghini. They took care of me. So I ended up going from the Huracan to the Aventador S. Then I got another Aventador, and then I got the SVJ Roadster Aventador from them. So at this point, I'm getting pretty much they're taking care of me. Because in the last 4 years, this guy's bought 5 cars from us. Yeah. My guy from there, because they own the same company owns Ferrari. It's Boardwalk. Owns Lamborghini and Ferrari of Dallas. He calls me and he says, "Hey, I want you to meet one of the owners of a Boardwalk Ferrari." I'm like, all right, they want to meet me now, huh? They want to talk to me before, but all right. So I meet him at Bistro at Highland Park Village. Super nice guy, and he kind of breaks it down to me. He's like, "Hey, you've done a lot of business with Lamborghini. I want to get you on the Ferrari program." I was like, "I'm not buying a California. That's like the base. Basically, where they suck you into buying a Ferrari is you buy this brand new California." We buy it back from you for like 100,000 less than we bought it from you, and then we'll let you buy a brand new Ferrari of your choice that comes out in a year or two. I'm like, I'm not doing that. So it's like, nah, don't worry about that. When the right car comes, we'll let you know. Sure enough, the FA comes, he hits me up, sends me. I'm like, all right, I'll go there. I picked it up that day, and now any new Ferrari that comes out, I'm on the list to get if I want it. So you just got to get on that list with Ferrari, get in their good graces, and then another thing is you can't just get a brand new Ferrari and sell it to someone else to make money, because they track that, and then they'll never sell you another Ferrari.
You get blacklisted.
You get blacklisted. Yeah. So and now Lamborghini's doing that. All these Rolexes, all these watch companies are all doing that, because you got these people that are able to get these watches, and then they're selling them to other people and making money on it. But then you get blacklisted. You can't get them no more. So it's not worth it.
Wow.
It's crazy though.
Yo,
Yeah, I feel like NFT and like crypto will be. You think that it'll start doing the same thing like that? That you can't sell it, or what do you?
Man, I wish I knew more about crypto and NFTs. Crypto's falling off right now, right?
Oh,
From what I understand.
it's on a downside at the
So is it
moment.
time to buy? Is that what you're saying? Or?
There's definitely a time to buy.
Yeah, I think that's with
Somewhat.
anything though, right? There's always a time to buy and time to sell. So
I need to learn more about crypto. I'm not knowledgeable as I should be on it.
Yeah.
But fads like that kind of scare me. I'm not gonna lie, and I could be totally wrong on this. You know what I mean? But I just don't. I just, without like the U.S. Treasury, everything being part of it, I'm concerned of where that's gonna go.
Yeah.
And then NFTs, I don't understand. Can you guys break that down to me in a
Or
quick?
like, what about like Metaverse and stuff? Like,
well, not even that. That'll be part of the
That's
NFTs.
it.
But NFTs at the moment is just all digital.
Right.
I think the innovators that are going to come in and change it up are the ones that are actually able to provide the consumers a digital asset that has some type of abilities in the physical world.
Right.
So certain access, tickets to concerts, VIP,
Right.
people who own, because just being real quick, because I'm fucking wearing them, but being around the Happy Dad team, the Nelk Boys, they're doing it the right way.
Okay.
In a way where they call them meta card holders, right? The people who purchase the NFTs, and they get treated like kings, straight up VIP. They get special dinners. They get to meet the Nelk Boys and so
Gotcha.
forth. But it's pretty much like you cutting the line.
Gotcha.
So just being around them, because they're working on a documentary. Anybody who has ever became a metal card holder, or who is a metal card holder, they always skip the line to give them a bunch of hard seltzers.
So should I do an NFT for So Clutch Group or something?
Bro,
like
it
that?
might. To be honest,
Boy.
it might not be a bad idea, because I mean, there's more that goes into it. Of course, I'm just like super high level, but one thing I would say, and don't quote me on the exact numbers, but because they have such a loyal following, they came out with their first NFT project, the Meta card. They raised like, I think $24 million in like 12 minutes.
Jesus.
Because they sold them for like $12,000 each or something like that. But the whole process behind that is like keeping it, being able to provide value. So that's going to be the biggest thing. And nobody really knows what NFTs is going to become, right? Because it's so new. It's like the .com era. But I think the innovators are the ones that are actually going to really make it happen, are the ones that are able to provide some type of service in the real world. You have to, bro, because if not, it's no different than almost a Bitcoin, right? So you got to make it fun. You got to make it like entertaining.
We just discussed that, innovation, right? That might be the next big thing. What's crazy about the NFTs, and you know they've arrived here because I go to the Mavericks playoff games the other day.
The QR tickets, yeah.
They send me an NFT the next day, like of I think one's like Luca or something like that.
Bro,
so like,
hold on to those. I'll be serious. Hold on to those.
Yeah, so they literally emailed me. They said, "Hey, for getting this ticket, here's your NFT."
Wow.
So Mavericks are doing it. There's got to be something, right?
Bro, if Mark Cuban's doing it, right?
Yeah, there's got to be
the
something.
Owner of Dallas Mavericks, then it has to be something. But it's like not being afraid to. A lot of people are afraid of the unknown, of the uncertain, or just new things in general, bro. Like it wasn't too long ago where people will make fun of their kids watching other people stream video games, play video games. So for example, like it seemed foreign to them that their kids were watching another person play video games when their kids could have been playing it. But little did they know that shit turned into fucking esports. Yeah. It's a about to be a multi-billion-dollar company, if not already.
Oh, it has to be,
Yeah. So it's like esport, bro, like Ninja, the biggest, streamers, video game streamers, that's a thing now, right? But early on, it was scary, right? People were like, oh, that sounds stupid because it was foreign to them.
I saw right down here, it said Mavs Gaming, you know what I mean? So right here, they're doing that. And, at the Star, they're doing their gaming there. So you got Jerry Jones and Mark Cuban behind gaming, streaming now, because they know that's another avenue of revenue.
Because, exactly. That's going to be another form of being able to add to the bottom line. Like this Metaverse, everybody's talking about the Metaverse. No one really knows what the hell is going to be. But the way I see it, if big companies are investing in it, it might,
Is the Metaverse going to be like Ready Player One? Is that where we're headed to?
What is that?
You never seen that movie?
Like, you never seen that movie? No. It's like kind of like realistic video gaming and stuff.
Yeah.
Bro, to be honest, technology is getting so crazy. Man,
like we don't know what's real or what's not. And I wanted to ask that question, like, since you're in like the industry, like the bar scenery, is like, bro, have you ever like thought about like taking that into the Metaverse? Like, imagine me going like throwing the goggles and like, bro, I'm over here at that concrete cowboy, bro. It's lit. Like, I'm still on my couch, but you know what I'm saying? I have the goggles on. I'm in it and stuff.
That's actually the nightmare for the industry, I think, right?
Okay.
If we
they want people to come in, bro.
We need people outside. We need people outside. Metaverse,
I'm like, hey, I just skipped the line, guys. Like, I sneaked up.
Yeah, I actually think that will, when people got to stay at home and they can still experience it, then we're in trouble.
Because it's an experience, man. Like I'm telling you, if you haven't been to one of the Rico Taylor's, venues, it's a fucking experience, bro. It's literally
right now we could open up a bottle of Jack Daniels, get shit faced, fucking throw up on the floor. Yeah. And it'd be a lot cheaper than open up a bottle of Jack Daniels at my bar, right? But we go there for the, like you said, man, we go there for the experience. People go there, because they're at work 5 days a week. Their boss yelling at them, their wife telling them they suck. Yeah. So what do they want to do? They want to go have some fun and get away, man. And that's what we give them. People away from the real world, away from the stress. Yeah. And that's, I want them when they're in there, I want it to be a fantasy. I want them to enjoy it and experience what they're not getting from other places.
Yeah.
Bro, hell yeah. We had like a list of fucking notes, and I feel like we went like totally off script
we
on
really
most of the
did,
things.
Like, some of the questions and stuff, but
we can get some questions. We got.
Well, we got the homie Alex, man. Alex, he actually is the tech guy when it comes to just making all this happen. Alex, did you have a question, man?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, what you got?
Basically, Rico, I have a question for you, like on your Soul Clutch group. So, what's the ultimate like goal for the group, your Soul Clutch group?
So right now, the main thing is I want to get to 25 units. That means 25 physical locations, open and producing revenue.
How many are you at right now?
What are we at right now? I think we're at 8 or 9.
Okay.
So what over COVID, what happened was we had a third partner who was out in Houston. We ended up separating. He kept the Houston properties. Me and my partner kept the other ones. And with that, we lost 5 venues. You know what I mean? So it was kind of a step back, but a step forward. You know, because and no shame on him. Nothing bad. Dude's a great guy. He's doing his thing. But it was just at that point in the company where our visions changed on where we want to go, the next step. He wanted to do a certain kind of concept. We wanted to. So we and we did it in a very good way. You know what I mean? Which I look back and I'm happy about, that there was never screaming, yelling, calling each other names, stuff like that. We all knew it was time to go our own way. And it sucked losing 5 of our units, but you know, it's time to grow them now. It's time to get them back. So
how do you keep everybody motivated and focused on the same vision / goal? Right. That's one of the hardest things to do whenever you're scaling up. It's like, how are you able to keep everybody motivated and keep them aligned with, hey man, this is still what the hell we're doing? Is everyone still in, right? Because it's hard, like for example, situations where people will start having different visions and shit like that, man. So speak on that.
So it's for me, for us, I have such a good management group. A lot of them been with me for years. A lot of them been with me since the original Concrete Cowboy, and we've kind of all evolved our visions together now. You know, and I take a lot of advice from them too. You know what I mean? I let them make decisions, whether it's what I would do or I wouldn't. I let them do it just because, hey, I'm not always right, and I want to see what I want to see what they have, what they're seeing that I'm not seeing. I have constant communication with them. I'm texting them. We have group threads. We meet every Monday for 3 hours and just go over what happened the week prior and what's going to happen, all the stuff for the coming up week. It's just dialogue, man. You gotta stay involved. You gotta talk to people. You gotta be reachable. They know that if they ever need me, whether it's 5 in the morning, fucking 5 at night, my phone's always on, and I'm available for them. And that's the biggest thing.
I want to speak on something, right? Because at that time, I did not know you, but we actually, Nam and I, we actually shot at Concrete Cowboy, the one in Frisco, when it kind of opened up. We didn't know who the hell you were at the time, but the only reason we got access because we did a quick little promo video because we got invited by DJ Ivy.
Yeah.
Now that I recall it, I'm like, yo, that was fucking Rico, right?
Yeah,
we
at
met
Concrete
too, but we didn't know
Cowboy.
who you were,
I
right?
let you in?
Huh?
I let you guys in?
No. Well, we got through because DJ, y'all needed a promo video.
Got you.
And DJ Ivy was the one that reached out, right? Set up everything. Hey, this is what we need, blah, blah, blah. But now that I recall, we met you. But that's not even why I brought this up. One great takeaway from that experience is that you provide opportunities to people. And here's the example of what I'm trying to say. I remember walking in, and at the time, I don't know his name, but he was actually a bouncer. The next time that I saw Rico was whenever you guys were going to open up the sporting club in Bloom, and y'all were having an interviewing process. And that same dude who was a bouncer was there, part of the table of you guys, interviewing, the new group of people for the sporting club. And I said, without even asking, I was like, damn, bro, this dude, whoever this guy is, he started off as a bouncer at Frisco Concrete Cowboy. This dude now sitting at the table with Rico interviewing people. I don't know what the hell his position is now, but I just do remember he's like a bouncer. But speak on that, man. Like you allow yourself to trust people and put people in positions, and one of the biggest takeaways, you allow them to grow.
Right.
You know who I'm talking about? Like,
how
you know what I'm talking about? Like, he's like a Hispanic dude.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
For me in our company, it's been part of what we do. Our culture is I do everything I can not to hire management from somewhere else. Meaning, I don't want people to work for me for 2, 3, 4 years, and then I bring someone in to be their boss, right? It's like, how are you not going to give us the opportunity to grow? And since we've been here for the last 3 years, we know what's going on. We see the day to day, and I always want to give the people that have been with me opportunity to take higher positions before I bring someone in from somewhere else. And it's worked for us, man. I have a girl, her name's Gina. She started off as a bartender for me. Now she's our director of operations, And I have a guy named Ryan who started off as a bartender. He's the GM of a sporting club now. It's all these people. I could go down the list of people that have been with me for 8, 9, 10 years that are now GMs of these venues, and some start as a door guy, some start as floor managers, some start as bartenders, but they've all been moved up. Actually, every single one of our GMs, except two, started at a different position with us.
And that's the difference, I think, that difference, or that separates Soul Clutch Group from these other, companies that are trying to do it. That's why it's almost like a fucking family atmosphere, at least the people who are operating the business, man. Because I can just tell, because everyone's like, they know each other. It's not like, it feels like one big ass family walking in, I'm talking about, from like the door guy, the door, management people, to the people in the back, setting everything up, to just everybody in general, man. DJ Avi, bro. DJ Avi was probably one of the biggest ambassadors there is, bro, when it comes to,
DJ Avi, when I moved out to Dallas, that's all I heard about was DJ Avi, the man, bro. And now he's on the squad.
I got to add that on my roster and stuff out here in the Frisco team, man. Like, it seems like you find good people, you know what I'm saying? Like, you hire good people. I feel like you build such a good culture in just the stuff that you're doing and stuff. Like, how do you find like those people? Do you find them, or do you stumble upon them, or do they come up to you?
You know what? It takes me a while to warm up to people, and not in a mean way. It's just how I am. I could chat and stuff like that, but I really got to know someone to bring them close to me. And when I bring them close to me, you're right, it becomes like family, right? And I get senses and feels off of these people, and that's how I'm able to navigate and move them to where I feel they could succeed and help the business succeed.
Wow, that's awesome, man. Like, have you ever have a mentor coming up in the industry, like when you was a bouncer and stuff, like somebody kind of
I can't look back and say like there's someone who mentored me or took me on their wing and stuff like that. I kind of learned just on messing up and seeing other people mess up. Not to take anything from anyone. I did learn from a lot of people, different things, and a lot of people did show me certain things, how to bartend, how to do this. But there's no one I ever looked at as a mentor, like to follow, or kind of like, that I sat down and mentorship with. Yeah.
You just had to figure the shit out.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And maybe to put it, I had 20 mentors, right? And I just took a little bit from every single one of them.
Wow. Yeah. That's awesome, man. What do you think, what would you say to young Rico, man? Like your younger self, anything that would change? Like, what would you say to your younger self?
I wouldn't change anything I've done, man. Every stupid thing I've done has made me who I am. Every lesson that I've learned has made me who I am. So the main thing, man, is for younger people, it's cliche as fuck. Work hard. Yeah. Don't do stupid shit, man. Don't fucking get yourself caught up in drugs and shit like that, because you're gonna go nowhere in that. And at the end of the day, figure that avenue to do something you love, because as long as you're doing what you love, you will succeed. You know what I mean? Yeah. And if you go to a job every day and you fucking despise it, you're gonna go nowhere in that job, man. You're collecting a paycheck. Don't live for a paycheck, man. Live for something that you enjoy and make money from that some way or another.
Bro, hell yeah, man. I want to tap into at least your brain. Pick your brain a little bit, man. What books are you reading right now?
Man, the last book I read was Winning by Grover.
Oh, Tim Grover, right? Relentless.
Well,
right?
Relentless is the first one. The second one he did was Winning. But same author.
Yeah.
Tim Grover.
Michael Jordan's old ex, I guess, trainer.
Yeah, and Kobe's.
Hard ass.
Yeah. So he was Michael Jordan, Kobe's, and D Wade. Those are the three main guys that he discussed. And I love Michael Jordan, but Kobe, the man, right? Yeah. Mama mentality, man.
Yeah.
Something I try to live by is that mentality. When to turn it on, and sometimes you got to be an asshole, but at the end of the day, you got to be the hardest worker. You know what I mean? We go back to the work hard. That's what cures all, man. That's what makes things going. If you work hard, you will succeed. If you guys work hard on this podcast and you do the due diligence and you work every day, this will succeed. There's no doubt.
Bro. Yep. Likewise, man. Yeah. Like whenever I started, real quick, personal story, I started with a fucking camera, an iPhone 10, and a gimbal, showing up to Mel Sanders' gym, bro. I swear to God, that's how I met AJ, then got through to Mel. And to this, manifested into this. So, man.
Not only that, man, but you're doing videos for Derrick Henry now.
Yeah.
And amongst other guys. But, the best running back in the NFL is calling you to do his videos. That says something.
Man, speak on that. I saw this video, you and Derrick Henry and Mel Sanders working out together. Yeah. What is that like, man? Like, are you Is he competitive? Because I haven't had him on a podcast, but
you gotta get,
not that many people get to train with Derrick Henry on a fucking like.
I was blessed, man. So I don't know if I'm supposed to say this, but during COVID, everything's closed up. Me, Mel, and Derrick were lucky to get away, and we worked out every day together when nothing was open. So my highlight of every day was to meet at a gym at 4 p.m. and get a workout with Melvin and Derrick Henry. You know what I mean? And Derrick's one of the coolest, most laid back dude you'll ever meet. But it took him 1 month to say one word to me. We worked out there.
He's the coolest dude.
On 1 month.
Yeah, you know, it was like a head nod, a grunt here and there. But yeah, he is very picky about who he talks to, man. And I'm fortunate enough that now he'll tell me hi and stuff like that. But working out that guy it's insane, man. Everything I see on the field and we see in the stiff art, that guy works, man. He puts more work in the gym than anyone I know. You know what I mean? So shout out to him, bro. This dude's a monster. And yeah,
bro, all three of y'all. Talking about like.
Yeah, hey, I had to step my game up, bro. We're gonna have with these animals.
You talking about Mel Sanders, literally one of the best trainers in the world.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry, one of the best athletes in the world, and you know you got Rico Taylor, one of the best entrepreneurs.
Yeah,
bro. Goddamn, you know, like,
one of the best.
I was just happy to be in the room, man. Yeah. Hey, it's cool, man. You know, and then you get to turn on the TV on Sunday and you watch this guy just do work, and then it's like I saw him in the gym, and then you get to see what
real recognize real. Like you see, like he's not one. That's one of the biggest things about Derrick Henry. He has this internal fortitude, like hunger. He
man.
does 2-a-days, bro.
Yeah.
You know how hard is that? I mean, I believe, to keep that momentum going, still trying to do 2-a-days after you've won 2 rushing championships back to back, bro. That's come on.
Not only that, man.
He keeps that shit going.
He was
man.
the best high school football player.
Yep.
He goes to Alabama, wins a Heisman Trophy, goes to Titans, winning rushing records and all this stuff. And the guy's still hungry, man, still working hard every single day. And I see that, it motivates me. You know, if this guy's out here busting ass, why can't I be? Yeah. So motivation like that, man. And if any younger people are listening that want to play sports, whatever, man, put your work in. That's what it comes out in everything.
Mm-hmm. You are who you hang out with.
That's
right
another
there.
factor.
That's that circle right there. Like you see work ethic, like, hey, this dude's working hard. Hey, I'm gonna put in the same work. You know what I'm saying? So right there, you see your circle right there. Like, hey, everybody's working, but like they're working harder than anybody else, and you see that. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, you brought that up. You know, you show me your 5 closest friends, and I'll show you who you are, right?
Yeah. Were you ever listen to Dan Pena?
Dan Pena talk about, hey, show me your friends, and I'll show you your future.
Yeah.
They get scary.
That is a fact, right? It makes you look around, huh? Like, oh, shit. This is looking brighter. Oh, man, this ain't looking too good.
I'm like, hold on, let me put up my 5 hands. I only got 5 friends with me.
What's his name? Dan Pena?
Dan Pena. He talks about that.
Is that a local guy?
No, he's an American. He grew up in L.A., but he made the majority of his money. He's out there in fucking Britain somewhere, right?
England and
Okay.
Castle.
Old school guy, but he's on YouTube. But he just no filter.
Yeah.
Guy that has fuck you money that literally speaks his mind.
Yeah. I think Tim Grover said that too, to be honest with you. So I think,
What's the biggest lesson you learned from Tim Grover? Reading. Have you read Relentless?
I have.
Okay.
I love
now
it.
winning. What is the biggest thing you took away from that?
Man, just how hard these dudes work, right? Like we're just talking about Derrick, we're talking about Melvin, all these people. It's just the work ethic that it takes to be the best is what I've learned. And it's from the minute you wake up, man. It's a mentality you start with. You know, you got these guys waking up at 4 a.m. to get a 3-hour workout in, going home, taking a nap, getting food to go get another 3-hour workout, and then they're going to the gym to get jumpers in. You know, and if I could just, for me, it's a different kind of work, but I got to put that work in just like them to be the best at what I am.
Where do you think that comes from? So, like, for example, there's a high school kid. He doesn't necessarily have, like, say, for example, he didn't grow up in the hood. He didn't have a harsh upbringing. He or she's trying to find his place, or her place in this world. What would you say? Like, it's easy to say, hey, work hard, get up, try to be the best. But that's a fucking mindset, right? It has to start somewhere, right? So, for example, where you're at now, you know, you're fucking hustling every single day. It's easier said than done.
Right. And, man, I think it's something that people are born with, to be honest with you, man.
You got to have it in you.
I think it's got to be in you, man. I don't know if you could make it come out. you know what's funny is I was sitting in the sauna the other day at the Crescent, and this kid from Florida, he said, yeah, like we're talking about his dad. He said, yeah, my dad's loaded. He played for the Giants. Now he does investment banking, makes a ton of money. He's like, I just don't think I ever have it in me to be that successful. And I said, why is that? He's like, I have everything I need. You know what I mean? He's like, it's just not in me. And the fact that he knew that was pretty crazy to me, right? And that's power for him to know that, right? But I think it's some people, it's just not in them, you know. And I don't think always upbringing has to do with that. You know what I mean? I think it just certain things are installed in certain people at a young age, or whether they're born with it or not.
And I think that's absolutely, true. You're actually being extremely truthful. That's one thing most people don't talk about. And just from one entrepreneur to another, it's probably something that people, they want the end result, the Ferraris, the Lambos, the businesses, the girls, everything. I don't think they actually want the day-to-day mindset, what comes with it. Like for example, it's hard to turn it off. Right? So like, for example, you just don't stop. If there's something going, you're always thinking of a new idea, a new adventure. How can you scale up? When people clock out, they're done. They relax. I'm for certain that shit does not happen with you, right? Like you cannot just turn it off. So it's almost like a it's not. I don't know what to put into words, but it's like it's a blessing and it's a fucking curse at the same time.
It is, man. And what you just said, it kind of makes it kind of goes deep for me. I've had relationships in the past with girls, and they fail because I'm not able to ever turn this off. We're on vacation. She's on vacation. I'm on my phone, right, trying to figure out what's going on. And no matter where I'm at, and I'm not able to turn it off. And it's it's tough on females that I've had relationships with, but it's what it is.
It's who you are.
It's who I am.
They can't understand it. They can't fathom that. They're like, you're here. You're in Tulum and some shit. Just relax. But in your mindset, it's like, I can't fucking stop. It's like Elon Musk. A lot of people they want to be Elon Musk. Yeah. I don't think they truly want to be Elon Musk because that dude cannot turn it off. No. He always has to create something.
And he can't turn it off ever because things would fall through the cracks, and then he wouldn't be Elon Musk, and there would be Teslas on the road, right? But yeah, and there's some sort of, and for someone that goes to work from 8 to 5 Monday through Friday, and then Saturday, Sunday, they don't have to worry about that, bro. All the power to them, man. That's cool, right? Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that. Like the shit, the pressure and the anxiety and stuff like that of always having it on, man, that comes with a lot of weight. So,
well, not even that, bro. Imagine having to, this is what the shit that people don't think about. Imagine having to wake up every single, like Rico Taylor cannot take a day off because the day he does take a day off, bro, there's fucking hundreds of employees relying on Rico Taylor to bring his A game every single fucking day. Right. So, a lot of people, they see the glitz and the glamour, but they don't really see that Rico Taylor cannot take a fucking day off because he has, employees that they're relying on him to actually try to be the best because that's how they're going to feed their families. They're feed themselves. So that's the crazy part. Man, speak on that a little bit, right? If I'm lying, you tell me I'm fucking lying.
No, man, there's definitely pressure that on the employees that I got to always make sure that they're in a safe environment. You know what I mean? Whether that means the business prospering so they're making more money, whether that is, we deal with a lot of stuff with the bar business, people drinking. There's a lot of legal stuff you got to take care of, make sure we're handling, make sure it's a safe environment, you know what I mean? Make sure people ain't going in there causing fights, bringing guns in, bringing knives in. There's stress at every little aspect, you know what I mean? Then you with all the chaos in the world, you throw alcohol in the whole thing, and how we all get.
It's a time-ticking bomb right there, man.
So
not even that. You bring the finest women around now. Every dude ego is up. It's like, bro,
everybody all flexing all of a sudden, shoulder.
So we're on that line of chaos and you got to balance it and just make sure that everyone has a great time, but it doesn't get too crazy.
Get out of hand.
And and the main thing is just having a safe environment, man. Not only for the staff, but for the customers, for the people. It's it's a lot, man, but it's what it is, and that's what we do, and we're blessed to do it.
What's the biggest accomplishment you can think of to this day?
Biggest accomplishment to this day.
It doesn't have to do with business. It can be anything in life. To this day, what is one of the biggest accomplishments you can think of?
You know what? Moving out of Santa Fe and creating my life successful, and just, you know, a lot of people where I'm from, they don't leave. You know what I mean? They don't get stuck in the hood. They don't get stuck in whatever. But a lot of them go. They get a city job. They go coach the high school basketball team, stuff like that. You know, and they get kind of stuck in that rut. To leave there and never look back was the biggest and most important thing I ever did, because it opened up my mind to see what there was out there. You know what I mean? Like, not to keep on talking about cars and nice stuff like that, as growing up, I knew those cars were out there, but I never saw one, right?
In New Mexico, especially.
Right. Yeah. You don't see them driving on the street where I'm from. You know what I mean? The nicest car I would see is like a Jeep Wrangler or something like that, which is great. But to know that people actually drive those, and to see it, and to be able to fucking walk by and stuff like that, it changes your mindset, man. And it made me want that, and made me want to strive for that.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. It seems like exposure is very key and stuff, right? Because I talked to like a couple of people, I mean a lot of people and stuff, right? And it's always like the same thing, like environment. Like, you just gotta get away from your environment, because like sometimes it's so comfortable and stuff. Just to be there, and like you say, like I only saw like the Jeep Wrangler, I only see that car, but I know the foreign car are out there. You had to be exposed to it to really see it, and just pretty much manifest like the color, everything. To like having that exposure is so key, being away from your environment and stuff. So yeah, man, I mean, it seems pretty dope. Like, just looking at everything, how you speaking and stuff, environment is very key then.
And but use a key word. It's something that I do daily, manifest. You know, it's the power of the mind, bro. You put that energy out there, you visualize things, you say, I'm going to have this, I'm going to do that. Yeah. And not just prized possessions, not cars, but you know what? I'm going to have a wife. I'm going to have 2 healthy kids. I'm going to have a nice house. I'm going to send my kids to private school. Whatever your goals are, manifest that, because your mind will bring those to you if you with the right, with the right thoughts.
Yeah. Or we were having Colin Moore, and he was talking about that. Were you gonna say something, Alex?
No.
Colin Moore was talking about that, and that's real.
Yeah.
I don't know how it works, why it works. I just know it fucking works.
It's called the energy, man. It's
called
the earth,
there's energy we cannot fucking see.
Bro, if you wake up every day, my life sucks, I hate this, I hate that, bro, your day is gonna be shit, right? You wake up at that day, man, you know what? It's cloudy outside, but that's cool. I'm gonna take my umbrella. I'm gonna enjoy the rain. I'm gonna go get a coffee. I'm gonna go read this book. I'm gonna go to work and have a good day. Like, it changes your whole mindset, and just positive thinking, dude, in general. Like,
yeah, words are powerful. Pretty much how you say it. Like, I wake up. If you speak negative to yourself, you're gonna get all the negativity coming at you. Negative energy. You're attracting that. You're speaking positive to yourself. Like, oh, it's raining outside? Hell yeah, I'm gonna grab an umbrella and go grab a coffee and then, read a book and stuff. Boom, enjoy the day.
I'm gonna make the best of this day.
Yeah, hey, sometimes you gotta slow down. Maybe, God is just, showering blessings and stuff. Just slow down a little bit. Slow down so you can speed up. You know what I'm saying?
And tomorrow, because it's raining, it's gonna be a lot greener outside. The flowers gonna be, the birds gonna be out, right?
Yeah.
I know you're a book guy, man. A big book on me that I read probably when I was 24, 25 years old that really gave me a good insight and stuff was The Secret. Did you ever read that?
Yeah.
That book's amazing.
Bro, it's like the foundation. You know what I'm talking about? They actually came out with a movie and so forth. And a lot of people think it's like, pseudoscience, woo-woo. But it's just, that's not the entire law. I feel like there's laws in this universe, and that's just one law of the universe.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing is like, you got to think it. But one of the biggest things to that is that you got to put in that work, the action. That's the biggest thing that most people don't talk about. You can manifest this shit. You just got to put in the work too. Because without, it's like, trying to meet God, and you got to meet God in the middle. He ain't gonna do all the work for you, right? Or whatever you want to call it.
Or you can't just ask him when you're in a bad spot, right? You
gotta bro. It's like somebody asking for money. You know what I'm talking about? You're gonna be like, damn,
you gotta pray to him when it's good too, right? You gotta thank him.
Yep.
Hey, you gotta thank him. You can't just when you're in a bad spot, you can't just ask, right? You need when things, keep the same energy always.
So when you read that book, did it unlock something?
It did, man. My I've gone back to this on a couple other podcasts, and I hate beating a dead horse down, but both my parents were heroin addicts, and my father died when I was 6 years old, my mother died when I was 19, and always held a grudge on that. Like, you know, I didn't have the childhood I should have. They let me down. Blah blah blah. Like, and after I read that book, it kind of like just released it. Like, bro, what's wrong with you, man? You're in good shape. You're a decent looking dude. You have some brains. Like, they gave you everything you need. You know what I mean? All you need in life is they gave you. Yeah. They don't owe you nothing else. You're healthy. You have 5 fingers, 2 legs. Yeah. Like, shut up. Stop bitching, bro. Like, come on. And that's what it opened up for me, bro. And I remember sitting there. I let it go. I let that weight off of me. Like no more fucking excuses that my parents were this and that. You know. Wow. And I kind of look back at that turning point, and my life did make a big turn for the good.
Dude, you're a no excuse type of guy.
No excuse.
Like when it comes to with anything in life, I think.
Yeah, no excuses.
Everything in life,
no
right?
Excuses, yeah. Now I am.
Well, what do you mean?
Back then I wasn't, right? I was trying to make excuses all the time.
Okay.
But yeah, no, now I am. Bro, there's no excuses, man. You got to figure it out. You got to do it. Don't blame anything on anyone else. You know, you control the outcome in your life.
Shit, that's what I'm talking about. Hey, I know we're coming up on time, man. You're a busy guy, so what's some of the projects you're coming, I guess, like to look forward to? Mm-hmm. I know you mentioned Vice Park and the Betty in Austin, but touch on a little bit about like at least the Dallas people here. Vice Park, what is that? How is that going to be different from the Sporting Club / Bloom?
Right. So Vice Park, it's a day club, nightclub. We're doing a pool, so that's going to be the day club part. Want to throw some cool pool parties down here on Gladimir to kind of add to what we have. We also have a rooftop, which is going to be over the top. And then we have a full-blown nightclub. Like, when I say nightclub, I'm saying Miami-style nightclub. We're hiring the designers that have done Miami nightclubs, LA nightclubs, Vegas nightclubs, the lighting guys. We're going full flange in it with the biggest budget we've ever done.
What's the theme gonna be? Is it almost like a Scarface
Scarface,
Vice City,
Miami, Vice City?
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna pull up with my one piece. Hey, you say pull up. Hey, I'm gonna pull up in that thing. I'm like, hey, bro, I know Rico. What's up, dog? Let's go.
Yes, sir. It's you know what? The theme is Scarface. It's a it's a Miami mansion, and we're just gonna make it lit as fuck, and just try to bring something different to Dallas. You know what I mean? It's like Dallas has kind of turned itself into a little cookie cutter lately, and we want to change that up.
Wow. What's your favorite quote from Scarface? I just want to fucking ask this. Have you watched it? Number one, of course. I feel like you have.
I watched it, yeah.
What's one you can think of?
Yeah, you got to go with...
No, little man. Hold on.
The one with where he's telling Chico about the girl's eyes, they never lie.
The eyes, Chico.
You know? and then the most famous is all I got is my balls and my, was it balls in honor or balls in word? What is it?
Balls in my word, and I don't break them for no one.
Yeah. You know, what about you?
Man, I think that I can think of one of the most famous quotes. It's like whenever he's in that room with his former boss, and he goes, "Time has come. Time to we got to expand." Chicago, New York, LA. You know, he's pretty much talking about he's being the visionary, telling his former boss, we got to fucking expand. At this moment, you know, we got an opportunity to go big.
Right.
You know, and at the moment, they were probably looking at him as too ambitious, but he always had that visionary part. And that's one thing that sticks to me. It's like, bro, this dude was so ambitious. He was the visionary in the group, but nobody really saw it like that.
Came out of nowhere.
Things could have been differently if they actually, you know, invested in it and believed in him, but he had to take matters into his own hands. It's a fictional fucking movie, of course, but that's one of my biggest takeaways, man.
Well, Scarface is one of the best, man. You know, and then obviously the worst part is when he kills the best friend over the girl, right?
Yo, that was crazy. Yeah.
Women,
no, it was a sister, bro.
Women.
Sister.
Yeah. Bro, like the dude said, "Hey, don't touch my fucking sister." The homie goes, marries his sister. I'm like, bro.
He loved her though, man. And the problem was, I think Tony loved her too. Weird, you know.
Yeah, it was weird, man. Yeah.
But yeah. No, there's some lessons in that movie for sure. Say no to drugs. Lesson number one.
Y'all hear it first from Rico. Say no to drugs.
Man, but other than that, I mean, that's all I had, bro.
Awesome,
so it's literally just chopping it up, get to know Rico Taylor a little bit. Of course, cover some business, but man, like, who the hell is the true Rico Taylor? And this is the guy, right? This is the guy who pull up to the Ferrari dealership in some Jordans, like that.
It's me.
Yo, and go watch, and then whenever he doesn't get service, he goes to the Lambo dealership and walks out with one. You know,
I would have like for that car dealership, I would have got that Lambo right, and I'll go back to that dealership that they didn't help you with. And pull up in a Lambo, they're gonna be like, "Damn, man,
bro, they wouldn't care. I don't think they would care.
They should be like, "Damn, I should have helped that dude," and be like, "Oh, sorry about that. I forgot my license here." I feel like I'll do some stuff like that,
Man,
like you know.
I love Ferrari, man, but they have their nose in the air, bro. Hey, they're Ferrari, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
even you watch Ford versus Ferrari, the main Ferrari guy. Remember how he acted?
No.
He was stubborn. Remember, he screwed him over on the deal and everything.
What are you talking about? Are you talking about the Lambo?
Do you ever see the movie Ford vs Ferrari?
No, but I know the basic story of Ferrari was started because of Lamborghini.
No, Lamborghini was started because
Oh,
Ferrari.
Lamborghini was started because of Ferrari.
So,
okay.
Lamborghini made tractors.
Yeah.
And the owner of Lamborghini's last name is Lamborghini, obviously. And he talked to Enzo Ferrari, who's the owner of Ferrari, and he said, I own a couple of your Ferraris. I love them. But if you did your gears this way, because, you know, tractors have all these gears, right?
Yeah.
It would be better. And Enzo Ferrari looked at him and said, you worry about tractors, I'll worry about sports cars. So Lamborghini got mad and started up Lamborghini to compete with him.
Wow.
That's what they get. Wow. You know what I'm talking about?
He said, all right, I'm trying to help you out on these gears. You know, tell you to shoot me down. I'll just start my own car.
Wow.
So,
Man, well, bro, I definitely appreciate the time.
I appreciate you guys.
Took an hour out of your day, you know, just to stop by. You know, and thank you for believing in us.
Absolutely.
Man, we're trying to just put Dallas on the map when it comes to, like, bro, I don't know. It's this weird thing that we're just creating, but we believe in it. So it's going to fucking happen. So
And it's cool to have people like, you know, you coming out because it's like, we just want to get to like know people here in Dallas more and stuff. And not just like, oh, we see Rico at the bar, he owns so-and-so. It's like, nah, it's more than that.
Right.
He's a cool, dope ass dude. He's willing to come out and just chill with us. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Absolutely,
he's a chill
man.
dude.
Oh yeah, I'll try to do anything for anyone who's trying to come up and do the right thing, man. Like whether taking time, whatever it is, man. I'm always here. If I could be an inspiration to anyone, and that means me talking or whatever it is, I'm here for that.
Man,
you know?
how can they
100%.
reach you? How can people reach you? What's
Yeah.
their social media?
Yeah, hey, hit me up on my Instagram. It's Rico T or Rico Taylor 34.
You forgot.
Yeah.
One of those.
Yeah, DM me on it, and I always do my best to get back to people and just chat it up.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man.
Cool.
Bro, that's all I had, man. Thank
All
you.
I got too.
Yeah.
man.
I appreciate it, boys.
Man,
All right,
thank
man.
you so much.
Sir, thank you guys.
You can take a cigar with you.